Hey, welcome everybody to the Dave Burgess Consulting Incorporated Facebook page. And we have a special occasion today and a special guest. And this is a book birthday I have a copy of it right here. I Can Achieve Anything by MoNique Waters. We have MoNique with us here today. MoNique, first of all, congratulations on the publication of your book.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm so excited.
Yeah, we are so excited to work with you to release this message to the world. And as you're joining us, please join us over in the comments. Throw your name in there. Tell us where you're from. And we would love to hear from you. And we'll throw this up on the screen. And so, MoNique, as people are starting to tune in here, maybe tell us a little bit about where you're from and what your current situation is. Like, what are you doing in education?
Okay. Hi. Well, hi, everyone. I'm so excited to be here. My name is MoNique. I am a kindergarten teacher. It is my 8th year teaching kindergarten, and I absolutely love it. I live in Ohio, and I Can Achieve Anything is my first children's book, my first book. So I'm just really excited about it. I just keep saying I'm excited because I am. I'm just so excited.
Well, release days, book birthdays, that's what that's for. So that's all good. And if you have not been following along, this book has been on pre-release for a while and selling wonderfully, and people are excited to get it. And we can't wait for these books to show up in people's hands. And so for people that don't know anything about I Can Achieve Anything, MoNique, what could you tell them about kind of where this book started, where it came from, and what it's about?
Yeah, so as all of you know, we are in COVID. We've been in COVID. And so last year was our first year back in person after like going virtual and things like that. And I really just wanted to make sure that my students were okay, because I know that they just have had so much going on with them emotionally. And I just wanted to really make sure that they were okay. And so we started doing daily affirmations in the morning. And we have been doing them for probably since the fall. And then around January, February, I was like, oh, maybe I can like share a video, because I share content and things that I do in the classroom. And I shared the video, and so many people just loved the video. The video went viral. And I was like, wow, like I guess other people needed this just as much as I thought my students needed them. And so I was like, I really would love for this to be a book. I love quotes and reading like little, like, books with quotes or books with poems and things like that. And when I think about my students, they love to be able to pick up a book and to be able to read it. And they especially love to pick up a book that they can see people who look like them. And so I was like, what if I created this book and it just had different affirmations on every page, but the illustrations were just these beautiful, bright, and vibrant illustrations of just all different children of different backgrounds and different ethnicities and just different. And so that's where the idea came from. And then I reached out to you guys and you said, yeah. And then here we are.
Yeah, it's so fantastic. And I want to welcome Anik is here from Winnipeg. So we're already international. We have our first Canadian in the house. She is joining us. And I know she is a early primary teacher. And so I know she's excited to get this book for her classroom. And Greg all from Tennessee, thank you for popping in here as well. We appreciate you joining us. And one of the things that I wanted to point out was how unbelievably amazing the illustrations are inside of the book.
Felicity is like the best. Like she is like unbelievable.
Yeah, it's just gorgeous inside. And so Felicity, is it Lefevre? Is that how you say that? Lefevre?
Yes, Lefevre.
Yeah, is just an unbelievable artist and just added such an amazing touch to the book. And so we're really proud to publish her work as well. And this is the first children's book that she illustrated. So this is your first book and her first that she's illustrated. And the combination is just it's just wonderful. And so we're super proud of it.
Yeah, Felicity and I actually knew each other prior to this from social media. And we've actually worked together on different projects and things like that. And so as soon as I thought of the idea for the book, she was the first person that crossed my mind. I'm like, Felicity's just great at this. And she also is a very big advocate and cares about the same, we have like the same views on a lot of things. So it felt really good to be able to do this with her.
Yeah. And hello, my San Diego friend. Incredible illustrations. And same with Nick said how beautiful it is inside. And that's just as when we've shown it to people so far, Of course, they're blown away by the positive affirmations and the kind of impact that can have on kids. But then they're also just like, "Oh my gosh, who did this artwork?" It's just like, it's beautiful, and the colors just pop off the page. I'll show you another inside. I mean, they just completely pop off the page. It's gorgeous.
She's fantastic. I know she was like, because I was like, well, can it be a little brighter or can I have a little bit more? And then she just like went for it, and I was like, yes, that's what was inside my head.
Yeah. No, it's just so vivid. It's just whoosh, just like
Yes.
pops out at you. It's wonderful. So, MoNique, as you've used these affirmations with your students, like what kind of impact have you seen with kids, and how like connects with them, and it kind of empowers them?
It's been amazing. So even like I'll hear my kids like do something and they'll talk to themselves and they'll say like I'm smart, and I'm like yes you are, or like this is my talent, and it's expanded their vocabulary, it's enhanced their self-esteem, and then they practice it with each other. And even when I hear like a student sometimes say something bad about themselves, like I can't do this, or I don't like, or the kids will say like, no, you are smart, you can do it, or you are like, and so you're beautiful, and things like that. And so they just like compliment each other in a different way. They talk about themselves so positively, and it's just created a really positive environment in my classroom. And so I absolutely love it. And it helps me too. When I say it with them, I'm like, it's a reminder to myself as well. And so I think that it's something that can benefit children, but it also can benefit their grown-ups, as I call them in my classroom.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. As if you are an educator or a parent and you're reading this book with your child, hey, this is sinking in for you too. And these are the kind of things that, especially in today's world, we need to be talking, giving ourselves these positive affirmations as well. So I think it does, that impact seeps into the adult world too, which is, I love children's books that are also for adults. Like the message resonates with the adults too. And I think this is one of those ones where you're just going to feel better. Your kid's going to feel better. Your students are going to feel better, and you're going to feel better too.
And the diversity in the book also creates a whole other level of conversation. I know my nieces, they got the book early, and when my best friend messaged me and she goes, I don't think I can read this book at bedtime, because they had so many questions about all the different children in the book. And I'm like, yeah, it creates really good questions. And so I really love the glossary in the back, because you can extend that even beyond the affirmations.
Yeah, I think that is a super powerful part of it as well. And this is what she is talking about. There's a glossary in the back that kind of goes into detail on the different characters that you see in the book, and gives you some more information. And those are real great conversation starters with kids. And I also think it's a book that your students are going to be able to find themselves in. And so it's not a book where they're going to be like, oh, there's no one like me in this book. There's so many different characters and backgrounds, and that your students, no matter what population you teach, are going to be able to find themselves in this book.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we have Greg already ordered the book. Thanks, Greg. We appreciate that. And don't be nervous about those shipping times, because the book is going to get there sooner than that. But so many books are selling today that Amazon kind of panicked and said, "Oh, we're going to need some more time to print these, but they'll all go out." And we already know that like over 1,000 have already even been printed. And so these are going to be going out and get into people's hands. We can't wait for that. And Kristen, thank you so much for joining us from Massachusetts on this Friday night. Always good to see you here. And especially to celebrate a book birthday. We appreciate that. And yeah, so we're pumped. Look, yeah. So Nick, can't wait. Nick is the mother of 4 boys.
Oh,
And so,
wow.
besides being an early primary teacher, has 4 boys running around that house. And so it's going to be perfect to be read with them as well.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. So now, what's your current situation? Are you in class with students right now? Are you remote or hybrid, or what are you doing right now?
So we were in person all year, and then we switched to virtual after winter break. So we've been virtual this week, and we'll be virtual next week. And then the week after that, we already actually had that week off because the teachers had professional development for a week plan. So I will see my kids again the last week in January.
Last week of
So
January. Okay.
yeah, so and then I actually was out the last week of school. I had to quarantine. So I haven't seen my kids in like it will be 6 weeks by the time I see them. And I'm like, that's like almost a summer break. I'm like, it's so long. So I'm excited to see them again. I told them it was they know about the book. I read it to them before they left, which I'm really happy that I was able to, but I promised them all a book. And so they were like, where's our book? And I'm like, it's coming. You guys just have to come back to school because I can't give it through you through the computer. So they're really excited about it.
That is so they're all going to get a book to be able to take home.
Yes, all of my students this year and my students last year, just because my students last year are like really the ones who like really influenced it. And so I wanted to make sure that they all got a book too.
Oh, I love that. They're going to be so excited to see that. And they've been using these things in class and now they get to take it home with them. Hello to Amy. Thank you for joining us and for wishing a happy book birthday. We appreciate that. And so the other thing I was going to ask you was kind of about that. So first of all, the format is it's like call and response, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's actually how I teach. A lot of in my classroom is my students repeating me. I've always taught like that. And it's just like I know a lot of people call it mirroring and a lot of other things, but I had never like actually seen somebody do it. It was just like I remember one day I was in class and I'm like, they're not listening to me. And so I was like, repeat what I'm saying. And then they said it back and I'm like, well, if they're repeating what I'm saying, then they're waiting to hear what I'm saying and they're not talking to each other all day. And so then I just kind of started doing that a lot with different chants and things. And it was a lot easier than having to teach them a long song and wait for them to learn the lyrics and make sure that they knew it right. They just have to repeat me. And so the book, I wanted that to be the same way where they're just repeating these powerful affirmations, but also eventually I could see children picking up the book and memorizing what the words say and reading them to their siblings or their friends in their class or just themselves. And so I wanted it to be something that they could interact with the adult that's reading it, but also that they could pick up on their own and be able to read too.
Yeah, I love that. Call and response can be so engaging and so powerful, and it's wonderful. And I have a section in my workshop where I talk to teachers about call and response and how powerful it can be, and talk about how there's lots of different professions that use call and response, like ministers use call and response
Yes.
sometimes. MCs and DJs use call and response, and so it's a wonderful technique for the classroom as well. And so I like that. And I also think that this is a book that you're not just going to want for, if you're a teacher, yes, you want this book to read to your kids. If you're a parent, you want this book, but then also that powerful moment of kids being able to take it home and share it with their families,
Yes.
and to share it with their own parents and with their siblings and all that. I think that's going to like just spread the impact even further.
Yeah, I definitely can see that. And like I said, I feel like it's short and it's sweet, but it's super powerful. And so, like I said, it is something that kids can like read every day, and pick up and read at night before they go to bed or in the morning before they go to school. And they're just saying these powerful affirmations and they're repeating them and they're seeing children that look like them or look like their friends. And so it's just really, I love it.
Yeah. And
I'm
Becky,
biased, but I love it.
Becky, thanks for joining us. Yeah, it is a beautiful moment to share. Becky's the DBC Inc. author joining us here today too, so that's fantastic. And so, MoNique, a couple things. First of all, before I forget, if people want to connect with you, you have an absolutely incredible social media presence, and people are just going to be drawn to you when they see the stuff that you're posting. It's so positive, so uplifting, and it's fantastic. So where are the best places for people to connect with you?
So Instagram is my favorite. It's MoNique's World. So it's MoNique's World. But I'm also getting the hang of TikTok now. And I'm liking it there too. It's a fun place to be. So Instagram and TikTok, but you can also find all of those places on my website. It's moniquesworld.com.
Okay.
So if that's the easiest place, it has the links to all of those different places. So
Okay, awesome. And if they're looking for you on TikTok, what would be, where would they look there?
it's MoNique's World.
It's so same as Instagram.
Yes.
And here I'm going to drop the Instagram into the chat there. So that's where I see all of MoNique's stuff and follow her posts and her story and all that. And she is definitely someone that you're going to want to connect with. And I think on Instagram, Felicity is at Palette Felicity. Is that correct?
Palettes by Felicity.
Palettes by Felicity. Okay. So I'm going to see if I can grab her contact here and drop that in there too. So, because you are
She's
going to be
wonderful.
blown away by her artwork. So we have to get this in here too.
Yeah, she's wonderful. It's beautiful.
Okay. Now I have another thing to talk to you about here, MoNique. And that's that when you first signed this book contract, your left hand looked a little different than it does now. There's like an addition to your left hand that I've noticed kind of shining as your hands kind of go through the screen and stuff like that. So tell us about this additional thing over here on your hand.
Well, I'm a fiance, and it's my favorite thing I've ever been, besides now an author. So I have like this joke where I say it's my first time doing this as a fiance, and so it's my first time being an author as a fiance. It's funny, when he proposed to me, I knew the book was coming, and I was like, well, my last name's gonna change now, and now I don't know what to put on my book. And he's like, what? And I'm like, literally, that was the conversation we had the day after he proposed. And I'm like, but my last name's not gonna be the same. And then what if I write more books? People won't know who I am. And he's like, this is what you're worried about? And I'm like, yes, I'm very concerned. But yes, we are getting married in July. His name is Austin, and he is wonderful. He got me
Fantastic.
birthday cake today. So
Very
yeah.
cool. Well, congratulations to both of you. So I guess it's a double congratulations for today for your engagement, but then also for their book birthday as well. By the way, I wanted to pop this up here. Jay Billy's joining us from New Jersey. Jay Billy says that Amazon says the book's going to be there soon and that it's already been shipped.
Oh,
So,
yay!
so a lot of these books have already even been shipped out, and so they should be arriving to people over the next few days. And so we're super excited. When you get the book, please throw up a post on social media, show us the book, and we can't wait for you to read and look inside and see these empowering messages, these affirmations, and then also these incredible illustrations too.
Thank you. Thank you for buying one, Jay.
Yeah, for sure. Karen, now we're even we've reached Australia. So Karen in Australia has joined us. Thank you so much, Karen, for joining us. And you pre-ordered, so that's so Australia. You might have to wait a couple more days. You might have to wait a couple more days, but I'm pretty sure you're kind of used to that with us with the shipping there. Same with the Nick in Canada. Canadian Post. I don't want to say anything. We've noticed a few delays here and there, but it'll be arriving soon. Don't worry.
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you to everyone who's ordered. Thank you to everyone who's joining in. Amy put it in the cart already. Thank you so much, Amy. We really appreciate that. We can't wait for you to take a look at it. Hey, and so MoNique, kind of to wrap things up here again, I wanted to once again congratulate you on this book. It's wonderful. We're so honored to do it with DBC Inc. And we're so honored that you came to us with the project. And we're just like super excited for people to get it in their hands.
Well, thank you so much. I truly do mean that. I appreciate you all for believing in me and allowing Felicity to come and do the illustrations. I'm just so excited, and it's a dream come true. So thank you so much.
Absolutely. So everybody, please go out, grab I Can Achieve Anything by MoNique. You're gonna love it. Let us know on social media when it arrives, when you get it. Make sure you connect with her. It's MoNique's World on Instagram or TikTok. And the website again, MoNique, will you tell them?
It's MoNique'sWorld.com.
It's MoNique'sWorld.com is the website where you can find all the stuff that she's doing and connect to everything. And so go check her out there too. And we want to thank all of you for joining us for this special book birthday. And thank you all for being here. And once again, thanks, MoNique. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.